Good evening, it's Miriam FB, Enyo UK here, and whether you're going to join me live or whether you're on catch up, thank you so much for coming along for another half hour where we can talk about chemical free cleaning just using water and a fibre. So thank you for joining me, and I'm going to let you know what we're going to talk about tonight. We are going to be talking all about how we can bring back the bling, and particularly looking at, I can't even get my teeth in, talking about some of the fibres that we have in the living zone that can help us to do that. So thank you very much for coming along and joining me. And if I pop that here, then we'll all be able to see, hopefully, what it is. Oh, it's always a bit risque. We can see what it is that we are going to be talking about. So a little bit of bling in the living room. But first of all, tell me how you are. I'm drinking a cup of tea because I am trying to warm up. Hi, Bev. I went in for a lovely sea swim today. Gosh, I love that. But I did come out a little bit chilly. So I am busy warming up with a nice cuppa. And we're going to talk about tonight how we can get rid of tarnish and stuff. But let's talk first of all about our self-care calendar. And you know that we've been talking all week, all month actually, about things that we can do for a bit of self-care. So whether you've hopped in the bath, in a bubble bath, I managed that, but I did have 2 other small people with me, so not so much the relaxing, but quite a lot of bubbles. And today is about appreciating others. And so Enyo have actually run a competition today. Hi, love having you along, Hannah, too. And today, in Appreciating Others, Enyo UK on their Facebook page are running a competition. And the competition, hi Elizabeth, is for a pamper set. So you know that this is our special for this month. So this amazing, beautiful little set that enables you to clean your skin, pour deep, all right, but it's not going to take out your essential oils. And the competition, in true appreciating other people, is for you to tag somebody else in who has meant a lot to you during lockdown. So I encourage you to go over to the Enyo UK Facebook page and just tag someone in, and then the draw will be on Friday. All right, so I've put the links on my Enyo UK with Miriam FB page and in my VIP group. Follow the link, don't comment in the page because it won't count. And let's see if you can win. One of you lovely people can win this for somebody else. Hey, you have to be in it to win it. So I would say, and if you don't, then this one is just £39 and available for this month. I absolutely love it. But it's lovely to have you all. I have to say, Rebecca was in the sea with me as well today. And we were pier jumping as well the other day, but I was a bit of a wuss. I didn't go in very high, but Emily did, so good on her. And then we will, I'm going to get her in because I want to talk again, particularly now Boris as well has made wearing masks in shops mandatory. I just want you to see the size of this standard one on Rebecca, my wee little lass, using the clip. Okay, so I know lots of you have already invested in these, and thank you very much. 50 washes for these, fully recyclable. Let's try and keep some of that waste down of all those horrific sights that we're seeing of masks being washed up all around the nations. So we try and do our bit to reduce that. If you still want to see these in action, then Rebecca's going to show us tonight because it's just helpful to see how small it can go as well on a child. Right, so Enyoing this month, well, this week, I have to say, this has been my favourite thing this week. And I love the skincare anyway, but Emily is, well, she's, 11 now, looks like she's going on about 16, and her skin's beginning to change. And do you know what's amazing about this is it can really help reduce or prevent the onslaught of acne. Because when you're a teenager, you produce loads more oil in your skin. I've heard it rumoured, it was so long ago, I've practically forgotten. But this one, this little Herbert, will really, really do the job, right? Take out all the nasties, and yet it's not going to deal or change the pH. Okay, so if you haven't got one of these, then please maybe get some of those in your arsenal. They would really, really help. You can get 2 for 16. Okay, they're going to last you 3 years, and you don't have any cotton buds that you're going to be shoving in the recycling as well, or in the landfill. So that's great. So tell me about you. What have you been using this week, or have you had a little Enyo moment? Because I've had loads of you get in touch with little pictures, which I'm going to have to start posting on my page. Fantastic before and afters. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and please keep them coming, because it's great seeing what you have achieved with your Enyo. I just love it. So please let me know if you've got a little moment or a favourite moment of Enyo. Then I would love to hear those testimonies, because it makes me really happy. Right, what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, you know that we have an amazing living set. All right, and we talk about this one a lot. We've got our dust glove. We know that we're going to use it dry because it has a little cross on it. You can see that up there. And then we have our living gloves for a stronger, deeper clean, and also for doing textiles and soft furnishes. Dust, fibres and bathroom yesterday. You are right on topic, Bev Larkin. Right, and then the Enyo that you can dry behind. All right, with this one, or you can just use damp on its own. Computer screens, I used it on my phone before I started so I could actually see you, and things like that. Okay, so that's our basic living set. That costs you 101, and that means that you are going to be spending 65p a week to do all of that living zone. But there are other fibres as well in that zone, and they are the ones that we are going to talk about tonight. We might use some of those as well, but I particularly want to focus on these herberts, and also, I don't know why I'm saying everything's a herbert today, but there you go, and also using our Living Strong glove with some of our helpers. All right, because it's bizarre, I had 4 of you in quick succession get in touch and say, please, can you do a video about cleaning brass and also cleaning silver? So that's what we're going to do tonight, and we're going to put it all in one place. Okay, and then you will be able to have a look. I also went in the week and cleaned someone's brass plate outside their house, and I've done a video of that today, and after I finish this I'll upload it. All right, and you can see the remarkable difference, because I haven't really got much brass living around the house, so I have some that I confiscated for someone's house before lockdown. I really apologise, but today I'm going to clean it and then bring it back to you. Right, so this glove, who has one of these? Let me know if you do, and maybe let me know as well what you use it for. So you will know that it is a light colour. So we know therefore it's not a really deep clean, because if you remember, the law with Enyo is the darker the fibre, the deeper the clean. So this is a nice light clean, and we're going to talk about some of the uses that we have for this. So, I think you must have caught up with time by now. So let me know what you might use this for if you have one, and if you haven't, what have you seen me use it for? Have a little think about that. Right, so maybe you could let me know what you might be able to use this for, or what's it even called? Do you know that? Maybe, I'm sure you do. You're all Enyo experts. You know all these things. All right, it's a glove that, if you have a look on it, oh look, I'm going to have to cover up the name or you'll all be cheating. All right, it's one again that you, oh look, I almost gave it away then. All right, if you have a look, you can see that you're going to use it dry, because we've got the cross there on it. Okay, can you see that? I think you probably can. Oh, look, I've given you the clue. You can see it starts with Pol, all right? And we know it doesn't come from Poland. So it is our polishing glove. You must have seen one of these before. I'm sure you have one. And you've seen me use it on things like shoes, and applying the leather and wood balm, and then buffing it off with that cloth. And lots of you, in fact, one of the photos that I was sent this week was about doing your sofa. And it was amazing. The before and after using this and the leather and wood balm was outstanding. So I pop that picture on my page, and thank you very much for sharing. Now you can see that I have 2 gloves. They're exactly the same fibre, all right, but one looks, well, just a little bit more well used. So I have one that I use if I use with leather and wood balm, And then I have one that I just use for dry polishing, and that really helps. Okay, so because this one usually, and you can see my application cloth, this one is just £10, but you can see it's already got leather and wood balm stuck in it. Now I don't want to wash that every time because I can utilise the balm elsewhere, but what I therefore need is that if I want to do jewellery or something dry, that I need a dry cloth to be able to do that with. So I have one I kind of sacrifice to use with my leather and wood balm, and then I have another one, just £10, that I use for dry things. We're going to start off with that tonight. So you're all very quiet tonight. Go on, you have to tell me if you have polishing cloths. So here, let's start by having a little look. So I've got a silver, sorry, because it's getting darker already. All right, you can see, well, darker than it has been over the summer, obviously. You can see there's a bit of tarnish on there. And this one, you can see that we use dry. So I can just use it on its own for light tarnish, and it will help lift that off and make things really shiny. So say you had, I don't know, jewellery, or if you have cups for winning things, you can see that it's just taking the tarnish off there very lightly, just a little bit of black on the cloth. And if I just have something that's light, then the polishing cloth on its own will do the job. But, and you can see quite a lot more tarnish coming off there. But what happens if I have something that's really dull? All right, and what I'm going to try and do with this, because it's hard for you to see how tarnished it is, I'm just going to do half. All right, so if I polish half of it, just dry, then the fibre will pick up a certain amount. But remember, okay, remember that it is not going to pick up a huge amount, all right, of the tarnish just on its own, because if it's grown up for years like this one has, then it might need a little bit of extra help. Tarnish necklace. Oh, brilliant, Bev. Did it work well for you? If you find, you can see there, we've got some of it coming off, considerably more than on that side. But I can also see that I could probably get a little bit deeper. So there's a couple of tricks to this. First of all, I can make my fibre, well, I've just filled it up with water, so it doesn't want to give now. Right. I can give it a little bit more bite, right, the fibre, the teeth to like grip in a little bit, just by making it damp. And that's the first thing that I can do. Yes, so the little bit more work, Bev, is what we're going to talk about tonight, because yeah, we can all shine things if they're only a little bit tarnished, and you can see already just by making it damp, can you see that? You can see it's just bitten a little bit more, and it's taken a little bit more of that tarnish off already. However, there is a super secret that, well, it's not really very secret. I'm going to share it with all of you. All right, so the super thing, so you can see here a little bit more, but if we have something that's really tarnished, all right, and you can see that there, it's practically black. This is actually silver. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Then the helper that we can use is our fantastic marble paste. And because we're not pushing hard, because we're only going to be using it delicately, a little bit of water on my living glove. All right, I'm just going to dip it into the marble paste, and then if you see, can you see how dirty that is? And what this will do is just bite through. So this is what you'd need to do, Bev, on stuff that was really tarnished, is just, you can already see the black on the glove there. So it will, because the paste is so fine, it's not going to scratch. All right, so even if you've got trophies and stuff, in fact, somebody got in touch just before the swimming season, or the gala had to be put out last year in Stromness. Sadly, no swimming galas this year. And she did all of the cup trophies overnight, doing her living glove and also a bit of marble paste, and they look very good. Top job. All right, so here you can see now the black in the glove. I hope you can see that. And if you have a look now, you can see how effortless that was. And I'm sure that if you can remember what it was like, you can see the difference now. So super, super, super shiny. And if I now go over that with my lovely polishing cloth, it will bring up even more bling. So it's a bit the same if you have a lovely new car. Right, ours are a little older. But if you have a lovely new car that you would usually polish, you would clean your vehicle as usual with Enyo, with the grey fibres. And then you could go over it with a dry polishing glove and it will further bring up the shine on your vehicle. Okay, but you can see now just the shine on the silver. And exactly the same I could do for this tarnished bit down here. So again, a tiny dip into the marble paste, over on the salt cellar. You're all going to have such shiny jewellery. So exciting. Right. And if you have a look now, if I just go over with that polishing cloth, it's pretty good, isn't it? And so effortless. So think about the things that we used to use, right? So it was always silver dip, and the problem is, and if you remember, the reason why we love Enyo is because we're not putting anything on the surface and leaving it there. So yes, I've applied some marble paste, but I've taken it off again and then I've polished. So there's no residue. Whereas as soon as we use silver dip, or as soon as we use, I don't know, what was it, Silvo, that sort of impregnated stuff that used to go all up your fingers and make them black, then we've left something on the surface. So if we can manage to polish it and not leave anything there, then it's going to stay good and shiny for longer. In fact, I'm sure the lady won't mind me sharing the story. There was a lady who came along to a demo once, and she had a silver frame that forever was getting tarnished, and we cleaned that with the same technique that we've used tonight, and she said it lasted so much longer. But have a little look at that. I don't have many silver items, so I had to leave these out to tarnish very quickly so I could try and make them tarnish. The trouble is I've been doing little bits at each demo to try and make it last. Right, so using that on here, all right, which is quite dull at the moment, let's just, this is great. I never clean jewellery because I try and save it. Or is it like this for you? You have a piece of jewellery that's been sitting in the cupboard and then you just want to wear it, and then you think, oh, I haven't got time to clean that, so I'll wear something else instead. And then you forget about it. And then you decide the next time, oh, I really want to wear that bit of jewellery. Oh, I can't because I haven't cleaned it. Right, so I'm encouraging you in the end of this lockdown, well, let's hope it's the end of this lockdown, that you go and get your jewellery out. I'm sure many of you have these fibres at home, right? And if not, you might just choose to invest in a little polishing cloth, right? It's not going to break the bank, but it's absolutely awesome. Look at that now, right? Absolutely awesome for our jewellery. How cool is that? Holy moly. It was so easy. Okay, so that's our little tip for silver. Yes, I can use my polishing cloth. Yes, to give it a little bit more bite, I can make it a little bit damp. And if I really want to deal with serious tarnish and not damage my silver items, then a little bit on your living glove, strong side. And then you saw I took off most of that with that side, you can see, because the medium side has the absorbency, but finish off with your polishing cloth for a little bit of extra bling. Right, so that's one thing. Now, then people say, but what do I do with brass and what do I do with copper? Do I need to do the same thing? No, we're going to do something different. So who has cleaned brass using Enyo? I'm sure some of you have. In fact, it used to be my favourite hobby when I went on the Ham Niveau, because I am exceptionally sad, was to go with all my gear and go and clean the brass plaque at the top of the stairs opposite the shop. So I would get on the Ham Niveau and go and clean it, but obviously haven't been on there for a while. So the next time I go across, I will do it again. And then people say, well, do I use marble paste or what do I use? But the little one that you need for cleaning brass is calcium dissolver. So it's citric acid. Again, I remember as a child we had a brass coal scuttle. In fact, my mother will remember the brass coal scuttle, I am sure. And we also had a brass sort of like canopy that was over the top of the open fire. I hated cleaning it. See, it's all coming out now. And it was my job to clean it. Well, I remember it being my job to clean it. Sheets of newspaper everywhere, loads of brasso all over your hands, everywhere, because you had to rub it on and then you had to try and buff it off. And all of the brasso sat in the grains of the metal, and that then would go green and discoloured and nasty. So the joy of this is that a little bit of calcium dissolver on our living glove again. So I am using a different one to the one that I've done the jewellery with. So you probably wouldn't do these things on the same day, but I want you to get all those brass candlesticks out that you've had sitting and loitering in your loft because you haven't known how to clean them. And I'm just going to take the lid of this pot and then just start to work away at it. Now, as I said, I've got a little video that I did during the week, so which shows cleaning brass really effectively, and I will pop that onto the page after we've finished. But I just want you to show this. Now, the important thing is that we do take this off again, and you use your calcium dissolver as well if you are cleaning copper. All right, so copper and brass is the same thing, same method. I'm not going to do all the pot tonight, but I just want to show you how easy it is. And this takes off all that yellowing and all of that discoloration. All right, and again, it's not going to build up in the same way. Okay, so just working away at that, and you can probably see some of the grot coming off. And then I'm just going to, and this is the important bit, I'm just going to spray my glove and take that bit off because we don't want the residue sitting on the surface. And then, look at that. Can you see the shine? I hope you can. It's looking good, isn't it? And if I look at that in comparison to the side, you can see just what we've lifted up. Again, really effortlessly. Okay, so the important thing for using your calcium dissolver is that you remove it. And then I can still polish it up, right, with my fantastic polishing cloth that I've used here. And this is just going to really bring forth the shine. And if it wasn't very tarnished, I could have done it on its own. But you can see there just the difference between the lid and the body. Okay, so if it's brass, then calcium dissolver, and if it's copper, calcium dissolver, and if it's silver, then you're going to want to use your marble paste. So how do you remember all that? Well, if you remember on my Enyo, I'm just calling Rebecca in because I need her for a favour. Right, on my Enyo UK with Miriam FB page, there is a whole set of photos. I know, how have you lived this far? All right, and not stumbled across these. If you have a look on that, there is an album called Helpers, and under that there's these sheets here. One that says More Than Marble Paste, and it tells you that you can also use that on jewellery and coins and all that sort of stuff. And then there is one as well on the calcium dissolver that we've talked about. Okay, so yes, I know we use that for cleaning and treating areas in the bathroom. Someone sent me an amazing photo today of cleaning their sink drainer with calcium dissolver, so I'm going to share that as well. But that one as well for cleaning brass and looking after that. And then also I have sheets that are called How to Use Your Enyo. It's exciting. And one of those has the polishing glove in. So if you can't remember, or often what happens is you maybe come along to a demo and you see something in action and you say, oh, I must have one of those. And then you don't get into using it immediately. You can't remember how or what you use it for. So you have this cloth that then still carries on looking like this and loitering in the back of the cupboard. So please, pretty please, if you get on to my Enyo UK with Miriam FB page, you'll find loads and loads of really helpful information, and also on my Enyo UK with Miriam FB YouTube channel. Yeah, just pop it round when you come round here, darling. And then you can also have a look. All of those videos on the YouTube channel are all split into zone area, so you can top up your knowledge as you go along. Right, I have the beautiful Rebecca here. I hope that was helpful. And I hope that you now send me lots of photos of things that you have blinged up, please, because it makes me very happy. Right, now I've asked Rebecca to come in because some people say, well, what size mask do I need for my child? Rebecca, is it fair to say that you do prefer the one with 4 ties on? Yeah?
Yes.
I'm just going to bring you up here so everyone can see you.
I
Okay?
can't really put that on myself.
You can't really put it on your own. All right, it's a bit more tricky, isn't it? So this one here, and this is the comfort clip that we talk to you about all the time. And bearing in mind now that we're all going to need a mask when we go into a shop, then it's really fab because the girls have been out a lot on their bikes this week, and I just know that they've got one of these with them in case they need. So do you want to just pop that on for us? But the big difference for Rebecca was being able to use the clip. All right, now you have to come here, darling, or people won't see you. There we go. Over your schnozzle. All right, so this is great because she can put it on herself, and it means that it's super secure over your lugs. Brilliant. Job is a good one. Right, can you just turn around for me so that everyone can see? All right, so you can see Rebecca can just get it onto the tightness that she requires, but it's great because I know she can go out on her own and have everything she needs. So if you are still to get your masks, then these ones are going to last you for a good 50 washes, and then at the end of it, you can recycle them. All right, so that's good news, huh? So thank you very much for attending and helping us. That's very great. You can go and put yours back in your bag so that you have it with you. Okay, so it's 2 masks for 16, or it's 5 masks for 38, or we have a combo where you have 5 masks and 1 clip for 39, and you can buy the clips on their own as well. Right, so it's all going on tonight, isn't it? Right, so first of all, I'm just going to recap for those of you who join me later. If you can think of somebody that you would like to spoil, and somebody who has meant a lot to you in lockdown, then there is a competition on Enyo UK Facebook page this week for winning a lovely one of our set of pamper sets, all right, which is our special for this month. All you need to go is onto the page and tag your nominated person, and the draw is on Friday. Okay, so you need to get nominating very soon. If you don't win and you still like to treat someone, then that would be nice. And you can get that little set for $39 for this month. Okay, so that's what comes in it. I love it. And it's the one that we are using all the time. So that's this one here. Okie dokie. All right, so you can get one of those if you want. And to recap, that on your silver, all right, and on your brass, if something's not very tarnished, just use the cloth on its own. If you want to get this sort of result, then you might need to use something a little bit stronger. So we used the glove and a little bit of marble paste. And if you want a nice shiny result on brass, then again, this glove and a little bit of calcium dissolver. You heard it here first. So I would love to see your pictures and what you have brought back to Bling this week. And thank you very much for joining me. Have a great week, everybody, and stay safe. And I will look forward to seeing you next Monday. And you know what? We're out. We are out next Monday. I know, I've waited for it all summer. And we are going to talk all things horse care and grooming. So I'm very, very excited that I am off to go, and we are going to groom, and we're going to talk about how we can do horse care using Enyo. So join me live, we hope, with 4G next week at 8 o'clock when we will be live and outdoors. And have a great week. Here for any questions and chat soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye bye.